So we have mindfulness techniques, okay, that actively relax the brain. Okay. So I want to think about our brains this day. So when I grew up, it was before TV. I remember being little and we just would sit on the porch and look at the neighbors. We just sit and stare at things, stare at nature. It was a quieter time. And now we need to actually set time aside to relax our brains. When we lay and watch like something on social media or some screen time, our bodies are relaxed, but it does not relax our brain. Mindfulness can help, like we talked about in the studies, increase cognitive functioning. And just as a side note, the truth is the most important thing for cognitive functioning, which I think we talked about last week, is exercise. And to elevate intuition, empathy, and compassion, and that's that prefrontal cortex. So we can help. Can you to your, talk about children and the bullying that happens in middle school, which just crushes kids. If we were to help kids learn how to, with this more compassionate practice, we could hopefully stop some of that bullying. That's what I always say, if your parents didn't mess you up, the kids in middle school did. Okay, so I want to think about meditation on this broader level. And what I didn't put in here, which I want to put in here, is prayer, mindful prayer, not just like quickly doing an Our Father before dinner or something like that. No, it's that actual listening to the words that are being said. And this is this paying deep attention to arts, to crafts, to cooking, the way we eat, mindful eating, listening, to just sit and listen to the birds, listen to your loved ones, paying attention to how we feel. Right now, it's 7:30, I'm a little tired. I'm so happy to be here. So I'm actually tuning into how I feel. So on a deep level, it's just like leading a more mindful life by being tuned into whatever we're doing. I run on the ADHD side of things. And so while I was going to school, I was in online school. I could listen better if I was working on crafts. So I was wrapping stones and sewing things. My brain works better having those two things to go on, and I'm comfortable with that. And so, I'm just paying deep attention to what I need with this brain and this body. And then there's some active mindfulness practices like a body scan, a room scan, noticing our breath, guided meditation, which is active listening, and then meditation itself. So meditation is like the most hardcore of all this. It's the hardest thing, as people say, I tried to meditate once, I couldn't do it, that kind of thing. But meditation is a skill. And if it's okay with you all, I'd like to bring you through, I'm actually gonna do a little room scan, then a body scan, then noticing some breathing. I'll be talking to you, but I'm actually going to add you stretch a little bit so that you're just kind of getting into our body a little bit of guided meditation. And this is really just going to take about 5 minutes, and then we'll have time to process that if you want. So if any of this doesn't feel right, then please just sit back and relax. So just sitting in the room, I'd like you to notice everybody's got a screen in front of them. Look at the screen and then look at the edges of the screen, and then whatever your screen is sitting on and what is in front of you. And just with what's in front of you, notice the color of 5 different things. That was a quick mindfulness practice that can really help if someone is like spiraling out of control, or if you feel that out of body experience, to start checking in on things. You could notice the color, you could just notice the things. And now if it's comfortable for you, if you feel comfortable closing your eyes or just looking down, one of the things about mindfulness is we need to feel somewhat safe by shutting down, by not having that outward focus. So be turning inward. And that's why I like people being in their own homes, because oftentimes that's a little easier to do, not always, but to just quiet down with your eyes closed. And we're just going to notice 4 things. Notice your feet, what's underneath them, maybe the floor, maybe a different situation. You're in a chair or laying down. Notice where your legs and hips are touching. Notice the sensation in your back, whatever it's touching. And please notice the air coming in and out through your nose. And just noticing those 4 things, where your feet are, where your legs and hips, your back, and your breath. Our body is always in the present moment. So if we need to get there, just tune in to our body. Noticing how it feels to breathe. If you don't have any shoulder injuries, if you could lift your arms up overhead, spread your fingers, look up, and notice how it feels to breathe with your body in this position. And then drop your arms down, drop your head, curl up a little bit, and notice how it feels to breathe in this position. And just because it's later in the day, I want to end with arms up, looking up again. Taking some deep breaths, noticing that, like, how your body feels. In yoga, we call this the energy. What is your energy? And then let yourself come back to a seated position, or just wherever you were, and notice how it feels to breathe now. Not slumped over, just in a neutral position. Notice if there's a difference after that movement. And if you would, I'd like to put you on a magic carpet right now and just let it take you off to a beach and set you gently down. And let the water, whether it's the ocean or a lake, stream or a river or a pond, let your eyes notice the water, your imagination. In your imagination, sorry about that. Notice the movement of the water. Let the sun come out. Maybe it was behind the clouds, and as it peeks through and shines on this body of water, notice the sparkling. And as you notice the sparkling, notice your breath. And just let that sparkling feel like you're absorbing it in your whole body. And let yourself focus on your inhale and exhale. And if your mind begins to wander, bring yourself back to noticing your inhale and exhale. We'll just keep this up for another 30 seconds, bringing yourself back over and over to right here, right now, in this time and space, being in the present moment by noticing your breath. And after a couple more breaths, gently open your eyes, bringing yourself back into this space together. I jammed a lot in that 5 minutes.